The dialogue that shapes your life, Stoic self-talk for the modern mind, the whisper that can change everything. Have you ever been told that a few whispered words to yourself can literally reset your entire day, or perhaps even your destiny? It sounds poetic, almost fantastical, like something pulled from an old fable. And yet, the more you look into the matter, the more undeniable it becomes. The words we say to ourselves are not just echoes inside our skull, they're architects, laying down the mental roads we will travel for hours, days, years to come. The ancient Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. Modern neuroscience is proving it today. And together, they point to one staggering truth. The conversation you hold in the privacy of your own mind may be the single most powerful force shaping who you become. This isn't positive thinking in the shallow, sugary sense. This is a discipline, a craft of speaking truth to yourself in a way that strengthens you, aligns you with your values, and keeps you clear-eyed in the face of life's chaos. Today, we're going to explore exactly how Stoic self-talk works, why science says it changes your brain, and how you can turn it into a daily practice that quietly, steadily transforms you from the inside out. Part 1. A concise overview of the Stoic neuroscience connection. The Stoic view. Inner words as inner weapon. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius taught that while we cannot control external events, we can control the way we interpret and respond to them. And that interpretation is built directly from the dialogue in our own heads. A harsh comment, a setback, a delay, these are not inherently crushing. They become crushing when the mind says, "This is proof I'm not good enough." Change the words and you change the meaning. Change the meaning and you change your emotional reality. Neuroscience, how words rewire the brain. Every thought you think fires specific neural pathways. The more often you travel a certain pathway, the more paved it becomes, what scientists call synaptic strengthening. If your default self-talk is negative, "I'm incompetent, I always fail," those highways get wider and smoother until they're the brain's fastest route. But neuroplasticity works both ways. Start replacing those with intentional, constructive phrases and you begin paving new roads, routes of confidence, resilience, and problem solving. Reframing stress through language. When stress hits, say, a tense meeting, you can tell yourself, "This is unfair, I can't handle this," or "This is a test of my adaptability." The first floods your body with stress chemistry. The second triggers a challenge response, often releasing dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that improve focus, mood, and performance. From self-criticism to self-efficacy, awareness is the first step. Catch yourself thinking, "I always mess up," and change it to, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from this." This small shift builds self-efficacy, the belief that your actions can shape outcomes. Visualization and emotional alignment. Visualizing success activates many of the same neural circuits as actually experiencing it. When paired with genuine emotion, calm, confidence, readiness, it not only primes the brain for action, but also begins aligning your emotional state with your intended reality. Central to Stoicism, some things are up to us, others are not. Self-talk is where you make this division practical, by acknowledging reality without wasting energy on the uncontrollable and focusing instead on the next controllable step. Premeditation of challenges. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining possible setbacks in advance. By rehearsing your mental and emotional responses beforehand, you soften the blow when they occur and can respond more calmly. Consistency is the key. Like strength training for the body, self-talk is strength training for the mind. Repetition deepens the neural grooves and makes constructive self-dialogue automatic. Language shapes perception. Shifting from "I can't handle this" to "This is a challenge I've overcome before" changes the lens through which you see reality, transforming threats into opportunities for growth. Gratitude and empowering questions. Gratitude reframes hardship as hidden growth. Empowering questions, "What can I learn?" are direct mental energy towards solutions rather than resentment. Speak as your future self, talking to yourself as the person you want to become, calm, capable, principled, acts like mental rehearsal, training you to respond as that person in real life. Part 2. Deep reflections and expanded commentary. 1. The alchemy of words and mind. There's a subtle alchemy in how words shape our mental terrain. Neuroscience describes the process clinically. Neurons that fire together wire together. But lived experience makes it visceral. Think of self-talk as drops of dye falling into a glass of water. One drop of negativity doesn't matter much, but day after day, it turns the whole glass cloudy. Likewise, daily infusions of intentional, grounded self-speech slowly clear the water. Stoic self-talk isn't a desperate attempt to paint everything pink. It's the art of choosing words that keep you capable and steady, even when reality is harsh. 2. Authenticity over polished positivity. One of the most dangerous trends in self-help culture is toxic positivity, the insistence on always thinking happy thoughts, no matter how untrue. The Stoics would reject that instantly. Marcus Aurelius didn't start his mornings with "everything will be great." He often began by reminding himself, "Today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful," not to sulk, but to prepare himself to respond well. Authentic self-talk acknowledges what is, then focuses on what you can do next. "This is difficult" is not weakness. It's the starting point for "I can face it." 3. Visualization. A bridge, not a band-aid. Visualization works because the brain doesn't perfectly distinguish between imagined and real action. But here's the catch. It's not enough to picture success in a vacuum. You must feel it in your body and pair it with readiness to act. Athletes don't just imagine holding the trophy. They visualize the strain, the sweat, the resistance, and themselves overcoming it. That's why when the real moment comes, it feels familiar. 4. The discipline of inner dialogue. We wouldn't expect to stay fit by going to the gym once a month, yet many expect mental resilience without training. Daily inner dialogue is mental strength training. Morning framing, affirm your role and values. Midday resets, brief phrases to recenter under stress. Evening review, a Stoic practice. Reflect on actions, note lessons, forgive errors. Small, repeated conversations with yourself accumulate into unshakable stability. 5. Embracing adversity as material. "The obstacle is the way" is more than a slogan. Every challenge is raw material for your craft. When you change your script from "why me" to "what can I learn here," you become a participant in shaping your character rather than a passive subject of circumstances. 6. Empowering questions as guidance. Questions direct mental traffic. Ask, "Why is this so unfair?" and your mind will hunt for evidence of injustice. Ask, "What can I do next?" and your mind starts generating options. High-quality self-talk often starts not with statements, but with questions that open doors. 7. Aligning values, emotions, and actions. Self-talk is most effective when it's value-driven. If you aspire to be courageous, your inner words should not just calm you, they should steer you toward action aligned with courage, even when afraid. Over time, this alignment builds trust in yourself. You become someone whose words to themselves are promises kept. 8. Self-talk as a social practice. Though self-talk is internal, it inevitably spills outward. If you treat yourself with respect and patience, you're more likely to treat others the same way. Leaders who master this often radiate calm authority, not because they never doubt, but because they've practiced managing that doubt internally before they speak. 9. Stoicism's contemporary relevance. In our era of endless notifications, urgent crises, and algorithm-driven outrage, the ability to steady your mind with intentional language is not an antique. It's survival equipment. The Stoics didn't have smartphones, but they faced political turmoil, personal loss, and public pressure. Their tools for inner governance are, if anything, more valuable now. Part 3. Practical blueprint for implementation. Notice before you edit. Spend 2 days just listening to your self-talk without judgment. Write down recurring phrases. Identify energy direction. Mark each as energy draining or energy building. Craft truthful replacements. Avoid fantasy. Replace "I'm terrible at this" with "I'm still learning this skill." One sentence reflecting your values. I act with clarity and courage. Midday reset. When stressed, pause and ask, what is within my control right now? Evening review. List one thing you handled well and one you can improve tomorrow. Weekly reflection review notes. Look for patterns in